The Mar-a-Lago estate was unusually still that evening. Donald Trump sat alone on the terrace, gazing at the horizon where the sun dipped into the ocean, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. Despite the breathtaking view, his mind was restless. Reports of border insecurity and whispers of terrorist threats loomed large in his thoughts. The news had been relentless, and he couldn't ignore the growing unease that something terrible was on the horizon. As sipped his Diet Coke, the weight of the responsibility lingered heavily on his shoulders. It had been some time since he'd left office, yet the problems America faced felt just as urgent. In the quiet of the evening, Trump fell asleep. What's next? How do I fix this mess? He dreamt. Donald felt a sense of vulnerability. Suddenly, a peculiar warmth enveloped him. Donald looked up as a radiant light illuminated the terrace. Slowly, a figure emerged from the brilliance. A man clothed in white robes, his face serene yet powerful. "Donald," the figure said, his voice calm but commanding. Who are you?" The man stepped closer, the glow around him intensifying. "It is I, Jesus Christ." Donald's usual confident demeanor faltering. "Jesus? It's really you?" "Yes, Donald," Jesus replied, his tone patient yet firm. "I have come with a message. America stands at a crossroads. Forces of chaos and destruction are gathering. Your nation is vulnerable, and its people are in danger. You have been chosen to act." Jesus raised a hand, silencing him gently. "Your mission is not complete. The border must be secured, and the threats that seek to harm your people must be stopped. If you fail to act, the consequences will be devastating." Trump stared at Jesus, the weight of the words sinking in. "How do I do it? There's so much resistance. People don't understand the dangers." Jesus smiled softly. "You have been given the tools, your voice, your strength, and the loyalty of those who believe in you. But you must listen to the people. Their cries will guide your path. Stand firm in truth, and you will not be alone." As Jesus spoke, the light around him grew brighter, and the vision began to fade. "Remember, Donald, you have been chosen to protect them. Lead with courage and faith." Donald opened his eyes, stunned. For the first time in years, he felt a clarity of purpose, but also a heavy responsibility. While at the White House, he saw a group of students on a tour. He was still processing the encounter when he heard the faint sound of footsteps. "Mr. President?" He turned to see a young boy standing a few feet away, clutching a small, worn American flag. The boy looked nervous but determined, his baseball cap emblazoned with USA. "What's your name, kid?" Trump asked, his tone softening. "Tommy," the boy said, stepping closer. "I just wanted to say thank you for what you did for America. My dad says you really love this country, and I do too." Trump smiled, kneeling to meet Tommy's gaze. "Well, Tommy, your dad's right. I do love this country. A lot." Tommy hesitated, then said, "Please, Mr. President, make America great again." Those simple words hit Donald like a lightning bolt. For all the speeches, campaigns, and policies he had championed, this one sentence encapsulated everything he stood for. He placed a hand on the boy's shoulder and said, "Tommy, I promise you, I'll do everything I can to make this country safe and strong for you and for everyone else." Tommy grinned and gave Trump a quick salute before running off to join his family. Trump stood there for a moment watching him go, the boy's words echoing in his mind. That night, Donald called Melania into his study. She entered gracefully, her expression calm yet curious. "Donald, what's troubling you?" He explained everything, the vision, the warning, and the encounter with Tommy. Melania listened intently, her eyes never leaving his face. When he finished, she placed a hand on his arm. "You've always known what needs to be done," she said. "Now you must act. The future of this country depends on it." Bolstered by her unwavering support, Donald spent the next weeks assembling a team of trusted advisors and allies. He held private meetings with border security experts, law enforcement officials, and community leaders. He consulted veterans, families who had lost loved ones to terror, and those who lived near the border. Every conversation reinforced the urgency of his mission. In his public speeches, Donald's message became sharper, more impassioned. He spoke not just about policies, but about the people he was fighting for. The families, the children like Tommy, and the brave men and women working to protect the nation. As his efforts gained momentum, opposition grew fiercer. Critics labeled his plans extreme, and the media scrutinized every move. Yet Donald remained steadfast, drawing strength from his encounter with Jesus and the simple plea of a young boy. During quiet moments, he would pray, asking for guidance. Though he faced many challenges, he felt the comforting presence of Jesus, a reminder that he was on the right path. Days turned into months, and Donald's efforts began to bear fruit. Border security improved, and new measures were implemented to prevent terrorist threats. Communities once gripped by fear began to feel hope again. Through it all, Donald never forgot the words of Jesus or the earnest plea of a young boy who believed in the promise of America. For Donald Trump, the mission wasn't just about securing the border or stopping terrorism. It was about preserving the dream of a nation where every child could grow up safe, proud, and free. It was about making America great again.